I speak to crime expert Professor Jacob Mofokeng. Prof, good to have you, and thank you very much for your time. I mean, in the day-to-day carrying on of business of professional police officers like General Mkhwanazi and the Deputy Police Commissioner suspended, the fractured relationship, is that part of the cause, particularly territorial fights about this is my area, you're not supposed to tell me what to do here?
Well, good evening, as well as the viewers. Well, that's what we are hearing, started with General Mkhwanazi. And then, General Sibiya now confirmed that indeed he never saw it coming because according to him, then they had that kind of, cordial relationships. But for him to highlight that, General Mkhwanazi was monitoring his movements, and if he has to make a movement towards KwaZulu-Natal, then he was advised that he need to, to indicate, of which, in some of the visits he did not. So it shows the, territorial, battles where, it's like there's a demarcations that have been drawn according to what we are hearing, today, but also how, this relationship now has fractured, but also I find that General Sibiya really, made his homework in terms of listening to what the, General Masemola as well as Mkhwanazi said in terms of the task team, as well as why eventually General Masemola decided to take over this project from Sibiya to other colleagues, of which then Sibiya also made, that it was something unusual. Yeah. For Masemola to do something like that, of which then he just rubbishes everything that has been submitted so far, and as well as the picture that has been painted by the two that are, went to ad hoc committee regarding his behavior as well as insubordination to work and pass, Masemola to work with the minister.
Talk to me about the angle that he chooses to take, which he calls a weird arrangement. He's talking about the structure of the PKTT. It's a group of investigators, it's my understanding from what he says, who he says are actually supposed to report to him because he's the one who's in charge of investigators nationally. But somehow this one was made to be in charge, or at least General Khumalo was made to be in charge, and he would report directly to the KZN Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. And he says this is a weird arrangement.
He mentioned that, but also highlighting that this team, a lot of millions were spent on it, and there was no proper coordination as well as monitoring. Probably, hence then he wanted to take charge as, he was given clearance, and as the head of investigation, he deemed to be fit to be able to make inquiries. And that, of course, it challenges what has been submitted, earlier to the public to say that, well, it seems like he had some kind of interest of which, today he said it's a weird arrangement, but also those who made submission earlier, they were making that kind of, narratives to say the interest shown by Sibiya towards, the task team as well as involvement, then it is also something that was not part of the arrangement. So it shows, opposing forces, for some people who are in a general, a high echelon of the police, making such kinds of contradictory, messages to each other. So meaning that indeed, we have a very serious challenge of which, General Masemola was asked earlier whether is there any crisis in the police. Eventually, he managed to agree. And what Sibiya is submitting, it shows that indeed, how he accused the wastage of money by the task team to say that even other crimes such as political killings were also happening in other provinces, but only KwaZulu-Natal was the province that seemed to be receiving that kind of an attention.
Yeah. Prof, it seems the lawmakers are back ready to resume. Appreciate your time.